We got the poll results coming in. I'll give you those in a sec. At Clay Travis, go vote. You can only watch one. What are you watching this weekend? What's your top pick? My top pick is pretty easy. It's the PGA Championship. If I could only watch one of these four sports all weekend, with Tiger Woods back in the mix, theoretically, playing on the West Coast so I can kick back and watch it in prime time, I don't think it's remotely a difficult decision. I'm going PGA Championship as my top pick for the weekend over the MLB, anything going on in MLB, anything going on in NBA, and even the NHL playoffs, which I'm not a huge NHL guy, but the NHL playoffs arguably are as entertaining as anything that happens in sports all year round. And right now, as you just heard Eddie Garcia say, it's like it's an unbelievable cornucopia of NHL playoff excess, 12 hours a day of games if you are a huge NHL fan. I was talking about this with my buddy Todd Furman on Fox Bet Live. It's like, this is the greatest thing that's ever existed if you are an NHL fan right now, to be able to watch all of this all day long, every day. What's your top pick, Danny G?
I'm going to watch Tiger. Yeah, I saw the TV commercial for the PGA Championship with Tiger Woods featured in the spot, and I'm like, that's what I'm watching
You're
this
sold.
weekend. Yes.
Yeah, what about you, Dub?
I mean, it's golf. I'm a golf nerd, and I'll be watching Tiger, hopefully in contention, but I have my doubts. Have you seen the weather for this weekend?
Is it rough?
It's going to be pretty cold. It's going to be like in the high 50s, and the wind is going to be howling out there. So it's going to be.
What about rain?
I think it's going to be dry for the most part, but it's going to be cold and windy. So it could be a tough scoring condition out there for those boys.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to watch. What about you? I did not know anything about the weather. Who's your picks, by the way, Dub? I got to get my picks in for Fox Bet Live. We're not on today, like I said earlier, because we got bumped for a Yankees game that's being made up because of a rain delay, rain postponement. So, what do you think? What do you think the best bets are for the PGA?
I really love Rory this week. He's won at this course before when they played the Dell Match Play event there in 2014, I believe. So he knows this course because this course hasn't really been featured a lot on tour.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like my favorite pick there. And if you're looking for more of a long shot, I like Tyrell Hatton. He's a British guy, so I figure he's been playing really well this year. And with these conditions, cold and windy, I kind of like the overseas guys to get it done this
that's
week.
a good Brit is not a bad pick in the cold, windy weather. That's pretty solid analysis.
And your odds for Hatton, 45-1.
Yeah, I mean, Furman, the problem is Furman took Hatton to win the WGC event in Memphis last week, so it'll look like I'm totally stealing Hatton from him, which I'm not opposed to. But so I've already I took two favorites, right? I won last week with Justin Thomas, and I feel like the way that Brooks Koepka finished 18, putting the ball in the water, kind of falling apart a little bit. Not that I think he cared that much, but he just is so locked in when it comes to actual major events. To me, he is going to play. He played really well in the WGC event down in Memphis, and I think he's going to play pretty well out in San Francisco. So those are the two that I put in. But I like the Rory suggestion, and I'm going to look at some of the other British golfers potentially to put in. I'll take Rory. Think more and give me a better. I can't take Hatton, but see if you can come up with another wild card, Dub. What about you, Eddie? Which one are you going to watch?
Well, I'll still be watching hockey, but if the leaderboard is full of familiar names on Sunday, I will watch the final round of golf.
So you're all in still on the hockey playoffs, but you will adjust if it's like Tiger or Phil or any of the big names coming down the stretch. You'll be more inclined to watch.
Yeah, or Rory or any of those guys. Koepka, any of those guys.
So the poll questions the results are interesting here. With nearly 5,000 of you voting in the first 20 minutes and change that this poll question has been up, 55% of you are saying you're going to watch, if you had to pick only one, the PGA Championship, which ties in again with what the ratings have shown us out there so far. The PGA has been killing people, and that's without Tiger, as you mentioned, Dub. Last weekend, the WGC event in Memphis, the PGA outrated almost everything in the world of sports. Now that they've got Tiger and now that they're going to be in prime time, it's going to be even more, I think, substantial that golf is going to run away with the television viewer audience. In the second spot in my audience, huge drop-off, the NHL playoffs. get 20% of you said you would watch the NFL playoffs and join Eddie Garcia. So that means between my entire audience, 75% of you are choosing the PGA or the NHL playoffs. 16% of you are picking Major League Baseball, and just 9% of you are picking the NBA. How much of that has to do with politics? It is interesting that my audience is choosing directly the order in which the least politics are involved. PGA, almost none. The NHL playoffs, Eddie, there hasn't been much, right? Like, I mean, if you were, other than the fact that you're watching in the middle of a pandemic, you wouldn't know, like, they're not making social justice warrior statements in hockey, are they?
They had one player speak before the first nationally televised game on NBC. They've had a couple players take a knee. There's a little bit of signage in the arena, but you really have to look to find it. And I don't think there's going to be much going forward, though, after this.
All right, so MLB, I mean, are you guys in agreement that we're watching MLB? I watch the Braves every night. It feels, I mean, obviously it's awkward because there's no crowds present and the cardboard cutouts, which we're going to get to, and an interesting story with the Dodgers and everything else. But it feels like Major League Baseball has basically said, yeah, we're back to baseball. Only the NBA is embracing politics. I want your reaction to that, to this breakdown. 877-996-6369. Do you buy into my theory that the reason why golf is winning is because it's the least political, and the reason why the NBA is losing is because it's the most political? 877-996-6369. Has it influenced the choices that you make as a consumer of sports products out there? 877-996-6369. We'll take some of your calls, and then we'll go to Jeff Shorts. This is Outkick on Fox Sports Radio.